Hello race fans, I'm Wylie Wade. Thanks for tuning in to Wylie's Race Report for Saturday, September 21st, 2019 at Antioch Speedway. First, I'd like to say thanks to Cameron Swank, owner and driver of the number 21 B-Mod. Cameron let me once again hot lap his hot rod on Saturday night. Had a great time doing it. Thank you very much, Cameron. So on Saturday night the 21st, we had the A-Mods, the B-Mods, limited late models, hobby stocks, and the vintage hardtops all in action. The Chet Thompson Memorial Races kicked off with the vintage hardtops for their main events after Ken Rusloff and Kimo Areta took home the heat race wins. Main event win went to the Flying Hawaiian Kimo Areta in his 1940 Ford Coupe. Terry DiCarlo was second. Ken Rusloff in a 37 Ford took home third. The 37 Chevy of Tommy Thompson took home fourth, and Matt Dragoon in a 1940 Ford Coupe took home fifth. That 1940 Ford Coupe for Dragoon used to be a four-door. He chopped it and made it a two-door. In the hobby stock action, heat race number 1 was won by Chris Sorensen. He's earned 6 points. Bree Troen finished into fourth, just out of the points, giving Chris a 6-point advantage going into the main event. Heat race number 2, James Thompson took home the win, and Larry McKenzie took home heat race number 3. For the main event for the hobby stocks, we had Jason Robles win for his first win, and then followed by Will Birch, Chris Sorensen, Bree Troen, and Ken Johns. So the separation between Chris Sorensen and the Squirrel resulted in Chris Sorensen picking up another 2 points going into next week with a 40-point advantage. He's got 934 points over the Squirrel's 894 points. Josh Leach out of the running for the championship back in third. He's got 836 points. Ken John with 782, and Will Birch 778 points. The limited late models took to the racetrack, with winner of heat race number 1 being Jimmy Robbins in his 08, and Ryan Serezian in his El Camino took home heat race number 2, with Kimo Areta taking home his second main event win of the night after winning in the vintage hardtops earlier with the win in the limited late models. Ryan Serezian finished second, Mike Gustafson in the third spot, Mike Welko fourth, and John Haney rounded out the top 5 for the limited late model. In our point standings for the limited lates, we got the 630 points for Kimo Areta. That makes him the champion. Jim Freely's in second with 470. Chad Hammer and Michael Birch, they're battling in the last race this upcoming weekend for the third spot. 1 point advantage to Hammer with 445 points to 444 for Birch. John Evans back in the fifth spot with 421 points. On to the B-Mod action. Heat race number 1 was won by Tom Clymans Jr., and Tommy Frazier took home heat race number 2. Then in the main event, Trevor Clymans got the monkey off his back and took home the main event win. This is what he had to say afterwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up as he climbs out of his race car for Trevor Clymans. Here you come out and absolutely dominate.
It's been a long time coming. I've had a lot of mechanical issues this year and started the season off late with medical issues, but it's where I wanted to end up, winning the last race.
All right, so you got the win. You getting set any big races coming up here?
Yes, we will be back here for the big race in the Sport Mod and also in an A-Mod.
Coming back for the West Coast Nationals in both a Sport Mod and a Dirt Mod.
Yes.
Awesome, John. All right, who do you want to thank for putting you on the racetrack every week?
Oh, everybody, the whole family. Unique Breeds, Ryland Racing, JLD Accounting, Bobby that does my shocks, CTA Prints, All Spec Sheet Metal. I have so much help. It's overwhelming sometimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our winner, Trevor Clymans.
Thank you.
Kevin Brown in the 17B took home second spot, followed by Tommy Frazier, Troy Folger, and Tom Clymans. Folger running the 38H Haley Gomez normally runs. In our B-Mod points, Tommy Frazier is the champion with 10,040 points. Kevin Brown in the second spot. He has 942, with Cameron Swank 920. Trevor Clymans in the third spot. He's got a 10-point advantage over Tom Clymans Jr. And in our A-Mod action for the 21st of September, Tricky Troy Folger took home the win on his return to the racetrack, and then followed that up with a main event win over Jeff Decker out of Morgan Hill. Nick DiCarlo finished third, Buddy Niss fourth, and Austin Gant finished in the fifth spot. Only about his third race on dirt. He's got about 10 years of racing on pavement, but switching over to dirt here in the last couple of months. In our A-Mod points, Buddy Niss won the championship a couple weeks ago. He's got 784 points right now. Danny Wagner with 654 is in second spot. He's going to hold on to second. Nick DiCarlo, Sean O'Gara, and Bobby Mott Jr. round out the top 5 in points. As we head into the last race of the regular season, only the hobby stock and late models have yet to crown a champion. Although all Richard Pappenhausen has to do to claim the late model championship is to start the main event. In the hobby stock division, Chris Sorensen has a 40-point lead, and the Squirrel needs him to have troubles if she wants to keep him from winning his second championship in a row and third overall. So that means the racing on Saturday night, October 5th, is going to be all about finishing in first and getting that checkered flag. So coming up on Saturday night, October 5th, the final race of the 2019 regular season at Antioch Speedway, it's the Donna Soares Memorial Races. The A-Mods are going to be there with a $1,500 to win race. The late models, limited late models, hobby stocks, and the vintage hard tops. Gates open at 4:30 and racing begins around 6 o'clock. By the way, this is the last event you can use the free pass events handed out during RACO. So those free passes need to be used this Saturday, October 5th, or they will be void afterwards. They are not good for the West Coast Nationals coming up later in the month of October. Don't forget the special event coming up on October 17th, 18th, and 19th. It's the season-ending West Coast Nationals for dirt mods and sport mods. This is the first event by Chad Chadwick Pro Emotions. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Antioch Speedway Announcer Wylie Wade, so you don't miss out on any upcoming podcasts from either Wylie's Race Report or Wylie's World. And make sure you keep an eye on Antioch Speedway Announcer Wylie Wade on Facebook for news, notes, and schedule updates. Thank you for watching this episode of Wylie's Race Report. See you at Antioch Speedway on October 5th for the final race of the regular season. Until then, goodbye, everybody.